Okay, hello and good morning. Let's take a look here. We're doing some bell work. We're going to move off of 6.1 today and go on to 6.2. We're not going to cover everything in 6.2, but let's take a look here. You know that this is week 4 of the third marking period, or third 9 weeks. Okay, and today's bell work should be at the bottom of the front page. Let's take a look. All right, notice here that the x is a negative and here the x is a positive. Those are called opposites. And then here you have a +5 and a -5. Those are also opposites. Remember that if they are opposites, you factor a negative out of one of these, not both. This one changes to a plus. This one changes to a minus. And what happens is this piece becomes the same as that piece. So your answer is a -1. So whenever you divide opposites, basically the answer will be a -1. All right, let's take a look here. This one right here, before we factor the top, let's go ahead and distribute the bottom. Okay, so the top, I'm pretty certain, is going to be able to be factored. The bottom here, we're going to have to simplify. So 2 to both of these is going to be 2x plus 6, 2 times 3. This negative, and you have to be real careful with that, you're going to go ahead and distribute that negative inside of here. So a negative times a positive. Remember, one negative is going to be a negative, and then here is going to be a -2. And when you combine that, let's see what we get here. This is going to be 2x. Let's take that back. 2x minus x is 1x. And then 6 minus 2 is 4, so that's going to be a +4. So this is x plus 4, and I would bet you that one of these is going to be an x plus 4. Well, look here. We know that x times x is x squared, and I left that off, so let me put that up there. And here, we know that 1 times 4 is going to give you 4, and 2 pluses, according to the chart, is 2 pluses. This cancels. So your answer is x plus 1. Okay, yeah, sorry about leaving that off. That does make a profound difference on the problem. All right, anyhow, let's turn our attention to 6.2. On a new sheet of paper, copy this down. Today we're multiplying expressions. Okay, so let's take a look. Remember, when you multiply fractions like 2 over 3 times 1/4, you multiply straight across. You could technically reduce as long as you're multiplying, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say 2 times 1 is 2 and 3 times 4 is 12. You know what? Some kids think, oh, you cross multiply. No, you only cross multiply if it's like 2 over 3 equals x over 4. Then it's called a proportion, and then you would cross multiply, but not here. You multiply straight across. Make sure you know that. Take a picture of it in your mind and memorize it. Well, this right here, I can't reduce the x plus 1 with anything on the bottom, nor can I reduce this one. So what I'm going to do is FOIL. First, outer, inner, last. Remember that? So t times t is going to give me t squared. T times that -1 is a -t. And then I'm going to move to this one, which gives me a positive t. And then I'm going to move to this one, which gives me a -1. And then down here, when I multiply, I'm going to get t squared. And actually, to be honest with you, I'm not sure I want to go ahead and distribute this one, and I'll show you why in a minute. Because why distribute it and then factor it? Okay, so this right here cancels, a plus and a minus. So I'm going to end up with t squared minus 1 over this. And then this is the difference of two squares. So this is going to be t plus 1 and t minus 1. And it's not really going to be anything that we can reduce. I kind of thought we might be able to. All right, so since we can't reduce, I guess we will have to pop that t in there, okay? So you'll have to check your answers here. But I'm pretty sure if you can't reduce it, you got to go back to square, which is to multiply. So it's going to be t squared minus 2t. We tried to factor it. We couldn't factor it, so we go back to multiplying. Make sure you know that. All right, this one right here, we're multiplying so we can reduce any top number with any bottom number as long as you're multiplying. Let's see here. Let's think a minute, okay? So here I have 2 A's and 3 B's. That's not going to help me. But here I have 2 B's and 3 B's, so I can knock out the 2 B's and be left with 1 B on the bottom because I had more at the bottom. Here I have 1 A, and I can knock that out and be left with 2 A's. Let me see if there's anything else. I don't see anything else I can reduce. So this is A squared times A squared. Remember, you add the exponents. So it's going to be 9. Don't forget that 9. A to the 4th over 2 times 3 is 6, and I think it's going to be 6b. Now looking at this, I could have reduced the 3 and the 9, but I didn't see it till right now. So I'm going to divide by 3, and when I divide by 3, I can reduce it further. So 9 divided by 3 is 3. So I get 3a to the 4th over 2b, or not 2b. And there it is. All right, we're getting close. We're going to do one more here, so copy that one down. Okay, let's take a look at this one before I show you your work. So I'm kind of covering that up. So let's take a look. Well, we know we have to factor. So up here, we're going to factor out an x. So we're going to be left with x times x minus 3. When you pull out an x right there, there's something under here. A piece of tape. Let me get that out of there. Okay, that was last curve on the geometry ELC. Anyhow, here you're going to go ahead and factor this one, and this is a 2 and a 3, so you're going to do a 2 and a 3. We want the negative here and the positive here. This one right here, I think, is going to be an x, a 1, and a 2. We want the plus there because we want to end up with the positive and a minus there. This one you can factor out an x, so you're left with x minus 1, and now you reduce. You see this one? Bam, knock it out. See that x plus 2? Bam, knock it out. See that x minus 3? Bam, knock it out. Let me see. Looks like the only thing left is that x, and it's gone. So everything reduced here, so you're going to put 1. All right, your assignment is right here. If you need help, make sure you ask for help. All right, let's move on. We're going to talk about geometry. Yesterday and the day before, I introduced special right triangles. Okay, let's take a look here. There are 2 special right triangles here, 30, 60, 90, and 45, 45, 90. And for this one, you had to memorize 1, 2, and the square root of 3. Close your eyes. Make sure you know that. This one is 1, 1, and the square root of 2. Again, close your eyes and make sure you know that. Okay? Put it in your mind. Now look here. Out of these, some kids say this is the biggest, but that's not true. This is the big one. And this one here is 1.4, and 1.4 is the big one. All right, you got to know that. And the reason why you have to know that is because you have to put your bubbles. All right? So put circles, bubbles, whatever you want to call it. Now, if this is 30 and 90, this has to be 60 because it has to add up to 180 degrees. Remember that? It's called the triangle sum theorem. Well, anyway, across from the 90, because that's the biggest one, it's bigger than that one, it's bigger than that one. Across from the 90 will always go the big one, which is 2. The 1 will always go across from the 30, and the square root of 3 will always go across from the 60. Now remember, we're going to do an extended proportion here. All your bubbles go at the top, okay? So here I'm going to get 2 over y, doesn't matter which order, 1 over x, and square root of 3 over 7. All right, once you get this, you have to figure out which one is your scale factor. Well, this one has a variable, this one does, so this is your scale factor. So you're going to write that twice. So put square root of 3 over 7 twice, like this. Okay? And cross multiply. So you're going to get 1 times 7. Actually, I need to put 2 over y, sorry. And then you need to put 1 over x. Okay, now cross multiply. So you're going to get y times the square root of 3. Don't put square root of 3y. Put y first. And then this one is going to be 14. And then you're going to divide by the square root of 3. Now, I still have to show you how to get rid of this radical in the denominator, but for now, we'll take that. You can use your calculator. Let me show you how to do that, and I want you to do that. Okay, so if you take your calculator you're going to take 14 divided by 3, shift, square root, press equals, and I get 8.1. Make sure you get that. Try it right now. This one right here, you're going to get x times the square root of 3 is equal to 7. And then you're going to divide by the square root of 3, and you're going to get this. So let's try that one more time. So we're going to take 7 divided by 3, shift, square root, equals 4.0. And you want to put 0.0 because that indicates that you rounded it, and it wasn't enough to make a 1. Okay, I know that looks a little weird, but that's the way you do it. All right, this one right here is the same way. Put your circles. Now this one you had to memorize 1, 1, square root of 2, and this is your big one. So across from the 90, we'll go to the square root of 2. Here, the legs are equal. It's a isosceles triangle. All right, so anyway, put your circles at the top just like we did before. Okay, today it will be the last day on this. You need to learn it. So square root of 2 over 3. Tomorrow we go into trigonometry, and I really want you to be ready to learn tomorrow. Bring your calculator for sure. So 1 over y. Okay, so here the scale factor is this one. We're going to write it twice. So put the square root of 2 over 3 twice, just like that. And then we're going to put 1 over x for x and 1 over y for y. And we're going to cross multiply. So we get x square root of 2 equals 3. Divide by the square root of 2, and you get 3 over the square root of 2. This one right here, you're going to get y square root of 2 is equal to 3. And then you're going to divide by the square root of 2 also, and you get 3 over the square root of 2. Well, actually, the legs are equal. Look, it's an isosceles triangle. All right, so today I want you to finish the worksheet from yesterday. So worksheet A, which was yesterday's, and I want you to do the back. Okay, make sure you learn it. If you didn't learn it or finish the front, you can finish the back and go back to the front. Raise your hand if you need some help. All right, good luck, and remember, you can be the best. Have a good day.